Grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you, 'cause real women don't bitch. No, real women don't. 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 Real women don't bitch.
Hey, thank you for joining me on the Real Women Don't Bitch podcast. This is your proud host, August Crenshaw, aka Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. I am the #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs because building mental muscle is necessary in order to implement successful business strategies. This show has been created for the woman who is not excuse-driven and needs help building a profitable business. I will be interviewing women from various fields who are willing to break the silence on struggles that specifically affect female entrepreneurs. Welcome to a show where I and guest speakers from time to time share our methods that help us beast our business no matter what is going on in our lives. Whether you are an online or brick and mortar business owner, this show is for you. We will hit every angle, personal, professional, and spiritual. Why? Because on any given day, you get hit with shit from a scenario involving one, more, or perhaps all of the above. It all impacts you and your mindset towards your business. I have made it my personal mission to provide a space where we dive deep into the BS we face on a day-to-day basis. Hey, what's going on to those of you that are tuning into the podcast? I'm doing a 2-for-1 special. I decided to have a conversation on Facebook and also record it for the podcast because I wanted to be exposed to both audiences and I would like to have this conversation live. So please bear with me as you may also hear me speaking to the attendees that may come up on the video. And we are going to go ahead and churn this bad boy out. So today's topic is grown women have grown women conversations. And so I first got to go ahead and pass the all praise and inspiration to my girl Kiki, because I need her to know that it's her fault that I am doing this live video and having this discussion also for the podcast. So let me go ahead and give you guys a little bit of background so you know what's going on. Kiki is somebody that I follow on social media. We have connected. We are developing a very beautiful relationship. She's in the building. What's going on, Kiki? Boo. And so anywho, Kiki's launching a TV show, okay? And I always say the thing wrong. I think it's pronounced Roku, however the world you say it. And it's looking like she's also going to be able to potentially get on Amazon and on Apple TV. And so she put this post out in the Authentic Collective community. I don't even know. I guess it's been about like 2 months since she did that, saying, hey, I've got these TV slots. And if you want a spot, at the time, I'm just saying this is what the price was at the time. You could pay $100 to get a shot on her show. And then she also has some price points for sponsorships for those of you that want to, get your commercials out there for your business. And I'm like cheering my girl on, right? Because this is an amazing opportunity. And so she did what a lot of us responsible business owners do, gave you a little bit of a snippet of what's going to be required. Hey, Helen, and what this is going to look like. And so I watched her. Now we're 2 months later. I watched her do a live video today where she communicated some frustrations. Now don't get it twisted. Kiki's authentic, just like me. So she'll say what she's feeling and what she's thinking. And it doesn't mean that you got her spirit or her energy. But if we got to have real conversation, we're going to have real conversation with people. And so many of you have experienced this. You talk to somebody about a product or service that you have. They say to you, I love it. I need it. Give me the link. I'm signing up now. And then all of a sudden they ghost you. And we don't know what's going on, right? If we're good business owners, I happen to teach sales, and I know that Kiki's been trained in sales. And so what do? We follow up. Hey, how you doing, Ann? The natural thing to do is to follow up and say, hey, I noticed you hadn't paid yet. Everything okay? Did you change your mind? Or I noticed you haven't signed your contract, so on and so forth. This is what you're supposed to do as a business owner. If you do not do this, then I know that you do not make a lot of money in your business, because the saying that the fortune and the follow-up is real, because more often than not, you have to reach out to people. Those 7 to 12 touches are real. Well, these people told her yes, but then they totally ghosted her. They didn't respond. And how many of you have experienced that, where someone told you that they were going to do something and then they didn't? They didn't click that link and they didn't buy, but they also didn't communicate and tell you, not necessarily all of their dirty laundry, but they didn't communicate and tell you why they couldn't do it, or just the mere fact that they changed their mind. And so she already got a rant on about how this is disrespectful, but I'm gonna get my rant on and not only tell you how and why it's disrespectful, but also tell you what I know that proves to you, and how you do not show up correctly in your business, and how it's also messing up your money. And so one of the things that this queen brought out, for those of you that do this, that just be like, oh, I changed my mind, I don't have to explain anything to anybody. First of all, we're business owners, and especially my sisters, I'm going to need you to recognize that when that woman said, I'm going to be in the show, that Kiki held space for her. That meant that if she had 10 slots, then in her mind now she has 9. If she had 6, now in her mind she has 5. And so when that person then says nothing at all, what many of us want to do, and we want to think, oh my God, well, what could have happened? And we want to hold the space because, hey, Regina, what if, an accident happened or something changed? We had so much chemistry. Because see, here's the thing I know about Kiki that I know about me. If you talk to me on a sales call, I'm not just like, okay, here go the program, here go the bullet points. This is what you get. Do you want to buy it? Okay, you got it. No, some exchange, some vibes, some sister girl friendship, connections are made. And so it's bigger than just some monetary exchange of value. We're talking about the value of relationship. We're talking about energy. We're talking about like truly giving and loving. And so when you talk to someone like that and then you don't show up, we're going to not want to assume the worst, but we're going to assume the worst on your behalf. Like, oh my God, something must have happened. Okay. Yes, we vibing. Let me tell you all, here's your golden nugget. Don't do that shit no more. If that's something that you do for people, if you vibe with them and you tell them, oh my God, I really, really want to do this, and then you change your mind, quit being irresponsible and ghosting them. And on the flip side, if you're the person who's making the offer, let me tell you something. Stop giving people so much of your time and your space. I don't care what the investment is. I had a woman that I offered to coach for free, and I gave her a contract. She's like, what? Oh yeah, you got to sign a contract. Because I'm going to serve you like you paying me. So you better sign this contract to say you're going to show up like you paying me. And the second that you don't, we don't work together anymore. No ifs, ands, buts about it. Guess what? This is the golden juice right here. You want to be a speaker in my summit? When we had a connection call, you got 72 hours to make your mind up and to sign a contract. And if you don't, and guess what? In the meantime and in between time, if you thinking, like they say in dominoes, you think long, you think wrong. And I say I only want 15 speakers. And while you thinking 15 other people that signed on the dotted line, you miss your opportunity. Because see, what we going to stop doing is we going to stop playing around like little girls, just hoping and wishing that we find an answer for something. Quit wasting people damn time. Don't inquire about anything that you don't really want to fucking do. Let me say that real clear. Don't inquire about anything that you don't really want to do. So for me, with the whole situation with Kiki, it can't be about the money, because she said in the very beginning that you had to pay $100 for the slot. So if you didn't have $100, I do not set up connection calls to potentially work with a coach if they saying that they need $20K for the year and I don't have $20K. Why am I going to get on a call and then when knowing they're going to make me an offer and be like, oh, okay, well, that's good. Let me consider it, and I'll get back with you. Ain't nothing to consider. You don't have the money. So that's number one. So that's why the person who did this, I'm just looking at you like you boo-boo the fool. Number two, you should already be exercising due diligence in the first place. For me, for example, with my summit, you get a whole packet that breaks down the vision, everything that's going to be required of you, what you got to do, what the dates are. You get a very thorough and vivid explanation of what the whole theme and the messaging is about. Quit inquiring about things, because a lot of y'all do this. Oh, I'm going to be a speaker on a TV show. I'm going to be a speaker in a summit. I'm going to be a speaker on an event. And the only thing you thinking about is eyeballs on you. Eyeballs don't matter if they the wrong eyeballs, boo-boo. So if you come and you have a conversation with me, one of the first things when I start my interview with people that have never worked with me, when they want to be in the summit, I said, you've already been bombarded with me by a lot of information, provided that you opened up the emails, and you should have, in order to get to this point. Do you have any immediate questions or concerns for me before I begin to give you the rest of my spiel on what I do, why I do, and how I do what I do? Okay? And so if you're still there talking to me, that means you already line up with the vision. I even ask the people when I'm done, does this make sense to you? Are you okay with that? Are you willing to participate to this degree? And guess what? When they don't, chop and block. So many of you need to start thinking and saying, you know what? I need to tighten up my processes. I'm not going to give people until whenever this or that. And a lot of you afraid to do it. I'm going to tell you why you're afraid to do it. Because you think that if you put that level of pressure on somebody that, oh my God, that they're going to say no. They was going to say no regardless. Well, it's just that I needed more time. Well, then this wasn't for you, because part of being an entrepreneur is decisiveness. It's being ready and willing and able to make a decision quickly, because you don't want an opportunity to slip through your fingers. And we're not talking about gambles. If you're assured in who you are, what you do, what you stand for, what your vision principles are, then when somebody says to you, here's an opportunity, you know whether or not they do or do not line up with your beliefs. You know whether or not they do or do not line up with your practical principles. And if they do, you move and go forward. And if they don't, then you stop. You say you are real, raw, relentless, for real. And I am all over this, because this is the type of culture that frustrates me too. And all it takes, and the crazy thing is that all it takes is 2 seconds to say, you know what? I know that I said that I was, but something came up and I couldn't. What you afraid we gonna do? Beg you and be like, but I need you to speak for me. As if God ain't gonna open up the window and other people ain't gonna come. Oh, you think I'm a vulture? What, you think I'm gonna try to talk you out of your investment? When I opened up my door, see, maybe that's what's wrong with y'all, because y'all done dealt with too many vultures that you don't know the difference. When a person, I submitted an email this week for all the people that applied for my summit, but still haven't finished the application process. And I'm going to tell you the reason why I sent the email to follow up is because sometimes with technology, things get kicked into spam, and for whatever reason, people don't get it. But I know that when a personalized email is sent to you, not one through an email campaign or an email broadcast, those have a tendency to sometimes be blocked. But when I personalize it directly from my email, should I delete your submission? Guess what? I mean, literally just that. One person said, yes, please delete it. So something could have came up in her life. She could have read through everything, didn't want nothing to do with it. Hell, she could have met a hater and decided that she didn't want to work with me. I don't know. I don't care. If she don't want to do it, I don't want her to be part of it. Even though I got a goal to have 15 speakers, what if I only got 14? Is my vision going to die? No, it's not. Where there's a will, there's a way. But guess what? When you've been doing what you've been doing long enough, and you stand on your principles, you don't even have to worry about that. I always have more than what I need. Excuse me. So all I'm saying is, it only takes 2 seconds to reverse a yes to a no. And you better watch out for what you putting out there in a karmic sense. Because what many of you all can't handle is you can't handle that. Because many of you, what ends up happening is you start looking at yourself. You start looking at your business. You start wondering if you're a failure. You start wondering if this is what you're supposed to do or you're not supposed to do. For every person that tells me no, I just be like, on to the next. For everybody that told me they was going to click the link after I follow up with you, I'm just like, on to the next. But when you do that to other people, that's what's going to come back to you. But when you set standards, I'm not saying that it can't happen at all. Because I just had a woman recently that told me she was going to sign up and join the academy. She didn't do it. I followed up with her and said, hey, are you having technological issues? She didn't respond. And unless she comes back and lets me know that she was somewhere in a coma, did she call COVID and they quarantined her ass? Guess what? She has, my level of respect for her has diminished. See, this is what a lot of you all are not doing. What a lot of you all are not doing is you're not letting it be. You making excuses for people. I will not make excuses for you. You are a grown woman. And if you do not have grown woman conversation, then get out of the entrepreneurial sphere, because this is not the place to be. See, I love myself. Yes, standards, they matter. I love myself. And when I know that what I bring to the table is of so much value and of excellent caliber, then what I do not do is I do not sit around and wait on you to figure it out. If you miss what's wrong with many of you all, and I put this post up yesterday, when you know that you're enough, you will show up differently. See, I'm enough. I charged $27 for my last summit. And when I reached out to somebody and they said they was going to pay and then they didn't pay, then that's just too bad, and that's on them. You want to know why? Because people could look at my summit and be like, I don't know why in the world she only charged $27. Baby, that's a favor to y'all. And you better thank God for that favor, because I'm only following what I knew I was supposed to do. Because if I put a price tag on my summit, many of y'all wouldn't be able to afford it. Some of y'all paying $600 to be at online events and don't even get a tenth of what I give at my summit. So since I know that what I'm bringing is excellence, I'm not finna sit here and wait on nobody to accept that. When I say come and be a speaker in my summit, and I know how I lay out the red carpet and the white glove treatment for the women that decide to be in cahoots with me, then guess what? I'm not waiting for people to say yes to me, because evidently they don't know that they deserve all of the good shit that I got to give. The business is no different than you dating, queen. It is no different than you dating. When you know that you wife material and a dude come up to you and be like, look, I just want to be friends with benefits, do you waste time with him? No, you do not. You only waste time with somebody that want friends with benefits when you think that you can't get you a man for real, and you say that a piece of a man is better than no man at all. But when you know your worth, then you say, I'm not messing with nothing. That my husband, when we first got together, did I want him to marry me right away? No, I did not. But I did explain to him, look, I'm wife material. If marriage is nowhere in your purview, you don't need to talk to me. Not saying you got to marry me today, because I want to get to know you, Negro. But the understanding was there. And a lot of women sometimes even afraid to say that because they think they're going to scare a man off. But a man that's already got it in his intention to be committed anyway, then he should be like, okay, well, then I know the rules of engagement. This ain't no game that we playing. And so it's the same level of respect that you have to have for yourself and your business. Yes, high caliber service each and every time. Thank you, Kami. So when you know that you offer a high caliber service, when you know that you are a cut above the rest, stop giving these people time. So this is your golden nugget. On your sales call, you tell people, are you interested? You are? Okay. Well, please understand that this offer only extends for this amount of time. Click the link, take advantage of it, or you lose the opportunity. It's not about scare tactics. See, I don't believe in scare tactics. I believe in making sure you're going to respect my standards tactics. So me telling a person that wants to speak in my summit that they got 72 hours to make their payment and sign the contract has nothing to do with me being afraid or trying to scare somebody else. It's that I'm only for the people that have committed. Now, see, you can't do something like this. Hey, Jessica, you can't do something like this if you come subpar. Now, I can see if I was like, oh, y'all want to be a part of this online event that I got going on, because this is something else some of y'all do. Oh, and people be like, yeah, I want to empower other women too. And then when you get in the room and you talk to them, it's like, yeah, I'm still putting everything together, and I'm figuring everything out. But the way I'm thinking, like, have y'all ever had somebody that invited you to be a part of something and they talk to you like that, and so I'm thinking about, if I could get probably 10 women, well, maybe it could be up to 15. And if we do this, they don't have any certainty. If you don't have certainty, then you can't ask of certainty from other people. But just like with the situation with Kiki's like me. I come to the table with, this is the program. This is the vision. This is the force behind the movement. This is the way that everything will, the flow of the event. These are my expectations for you, and these are the expectations that you should hold me to for you. See, people, when they decide to come to my event to be a speaker, I give them high level expectations for me. See, many of you all, you can't call people out. You can't call them out on their shit because you haven't set up a protective, trusted space. I set up a protective, trusted space. My contracts and my organization and the way that I do things make sure that people understand how to treat me and that they understand that I know how to treat them. And I'm so cold-blooded that when I do what I do, that oftentimes I treat the women better than they even realize that they deserved. Wait a minute, it's like soak that in for just a second. So I get a high caliber women who come to work with me. And when they finish that experience of working with me, they got more than even they knew that they knew that they deserved. So then going forward, they have greater expectations when they go to work with somebody else. And unfortunately, a lot of them are disappointed. So when you see a high caliber person like this woman say, I have an opportunity, when you reach out for that opportunity, number one, don't reach out for anything that you aren't already prepared for. Number two, don't reach out for anything that you haven't already exercised due diligence for and did the research. And if you are ready financially and mentally, let your yes be yes and let your no be no. Let your yes be yes and let your no be no. But don't make people feel good and then get off in a void. Let me see what the comments that you guys have coming out here. You said you are enough. Hold up. Let's keep going. Hey, Dana. The worst contract we can break is the contract we break with ourselves. Absolutely. You said rules of engagement. Say that. Teach. If you got to scare somebody, you already stating how you see your worth. Yeah. You say, I only roll with committed folks. Nah, when I speak in my mind and my plans are already ready. You said, yes, that's my Kiki. Yes. You said, right. Those of us have only worked with you. Look at everybody else with a hard side. Yes. Yes. My clients and my speakers look at people like, well, what are you doing? What are you doing? And so I challenge all of you all to raise the bar, to raise the vibration on what is acceptable business practices. Because let's not get it twisted. Even though I'm out here a lot lobbying for my queens and kings to get it together and for us to work with each other and stuff like that, that don't mean everybody. Just like all white people ain't bad, all black people ain't good. And I don't want to work with all black people. I want to work with those that are about their business. I want to work with those that are about community. I want to work with those who understand how you respect and you take care of those that give you value and take care of you. If something changes that's beyond you, see, a lot of y'all too embarrassed. You embarrassed because you was going to try to make something work with a little nickel and dime. Look, I don't know what happened in the background. I know you had the $100 when you said yes to Kiki, and then you forgot about the withdrawal because you ain't a good steward of your money. You don't have all of your expenses written down, and that little $27 subscription, that $9.99 subscription, and the $7.99 subscription all came out at the same time. And then right after that happened, somebody told you that they was gonna have to quit your program, and they payment didn't come through, and you think everything is a domino effect. So here goes your other nugget, boo boo. You wouldn't have them kind of problems if you was already setting aside money in the first damn place that was specifically for your education or specifically for you to invest in your, whether that's for advertisement dollars or whatever. So what could have been advertisement dollars that would have been spent through Facebook ads, I decided to spend $100 and then get myself on Kiki's TV show. I don't know who gonna see me. And God willing, it's not just going to be on Roku. It's also going to be on Apple TV. And it is also going to be on Amazon. And even if it's not, I chose to be with someone who's a trusted source and that I know I see eye to eye with her vision and that our principles run down the same vein to invest my money there. You know why? Because I have money that is set aside to market and advertise. If you're going to be a business owner, then start playing big girl business owner games. So if you already were saying, I don't care if all you had, some of y'all, you're missing the point. You might only had $20 a month last year that you spent on a subscription to iTunes and Spotify with your crazy ass. Yes, I said it. Call me judgmental, whatever you want to. You had $20. You could have been setting it aside every month. 20 times 12 is $240. Some of you all right now sitting here thinking that it is because of coronavirus that you can't get the education that you need for your business. But my academy is only $24.99 a month. And if you pay for it in full, it is $249.99 for the year. And all you would have had to do was find $9.99 damn cents to add to it and said, well, this was set aside for my education in the first place. And even though coronavirus is here, I still got to build my business. And you could have squared it away and been over there getting an infinite amount of knowledge to increase where you are in your space in business. So you have to have a CEO mentality, and everything is on you for the state of your business, not society. Because if it wasn't coronavirus, last year it was a government shutdown. It's going to be a recession. It's going to be a change in technology. There's always going to be something that shifts. And as an entrepreneur, it is your responsibility to make sure that you have proper footing so that no matter what shifts occur, that you will be okay. So this is team no excuses. So maybe if some of y'all quit being faulty stewards of your money when it's time for you to invest, you will be able to do it. And right now, many of you all are missing a whole lot of plays. Because even some of the big wigs are now having to throw out their little $10, $20, $30, $40, no more than a $97 offer. You know why? Because their high ticket products are not selling at the same rate that they were. And they need as much little money as they can get because they know that it all adds up. So if I can't get $2,000 from one person, then how about I get $20 from 100? And if I provide value for them now, once this weight is lifted and we go through a transition, then I have people who will eventually be able to reinvest in me at a higher level. You have to constantly be in a strategic mindset if you're going to be in business. You say, woo, this kicked my ass up in a high gear. I love y'all for all the energy and wisdom, right? You said small bras cannot support the big bra business. Your examples, but true indeed. Hey there. So let your yes be yes. Let your no be no. If you have told someone that you're going to commit and do something, and something changes in your life that you cannot, you have a grown conversation with them and you let them know. No more of this. I'm just going to kind of hide behind it and let it die down. This is, I am going to speak up. Learn how to give each other respect. I'm a part of a community right now that I'm getting ready to leave. And I'm going to message the sister and let her know. It's been good while I've been in the community, but because of what I have going on, you already know my philosophy. I will not be a part of too many communities, and I've already signed up for too many programs. So I can only be a part of this, and this one. It's time for me to sever this. I'm not just going to disappear and ghost out of her group because there is a connection there. There is intimacy there. And I want to make sure that that is respected. You guys just up and you just leave. When you do that, that's because you don't understand what it means for you to have a funnel. And I'm not talking about random groups where you signed up or somebody offered and you went in and then you decided it wasn't for you and you went out. Once again, this entire conversation was predicated on the fact that relationships have been established. A connection had been there and you let somebody pour into you energetically and then you ghosted. And a lot of you all, you need to quit that shit, because I know that if you speak to somebody like me and Kiki on a connection in the sales calls, just like how y'all watch my video, you get a major nugget and you be like, I need to adjust that. You walk away with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And for that reason, because you were blessed. See, y'all not hearing me because you don't realize that you're enough. When you start realizing that every time you open up your mouth that value comes out, then you will have higher expectations for people that come into your presence. See, I know that every time I open up my mouth, somebody's going to be blessed because I made a decision that I won't let tomfoolery come out of it no more. And even when it's a joke, it's not foolery, it's wisdom. You hear me? So when you understand that and you know that about yourself, you will hold people to a greater expectation. And it doesn't make no difference what walk of life you come from. Whatever it is understood is what it is. Even Jesus in the Bible, when the rich man was like, I want to come to you, he was like, give away everything you got. He's like, ooh, that's a hard thing to do. He's like, don't even worry about it. You can't come with me. He didn't even give the man a chance to say, wait a minute. He was like, no. Because see, when I gave you the options, you stammered. And because you stammered, you're not down. And because you down, you can't be here. He was probably thinking to himself, I already got one trading mofo named Judas in my camp. I don't need no other wavering nigga. I'm sorry. Y'all already know how I speak when it comes to me talking about what it is. But that's just real. And some of y'all, you need to recognize that. That at the end of the day, when people are already, what you stuttering for? I didn't make it plain. I didn't make it obvious. No, you're not meant to be here with me. You said, right, you're going to let somebody give you their all and then dip with no word. You give you their all and then dip with no words. You be a cussing mofo if it was you. Exactly. Higher expectations. You said that's what you said, Kiki. No excuse, team. None whatsoever. So make people look. The last finally coming in. I know y'all laughing at what I said like 2 minutes ago. So I love y'all. Raise your expectation. Raise your vibration. Have real conversations. You don't even have to explain anything to people. Let your yes be yes. Let your no be no. And if a yes has to turn to a no, you be a woman and you talk to someone and you explain. If you have problems doing with this, that means there are holes in your business. Okay? That means that you're all over the place. That means that your strategies are not in order. Your price points, you waver. You don't know your ideal client. You still trying to figure things out. Guess what? If you're still trying to figure things out, let me say this as slowly as I possibly can. If you want to show up as a beast in business, if you want to get served at the highest degree, join the Authentic Collective Academy. I should make that into a commercial. So you can see what it looks like to be served, to be educated, and get what you need. So I'm going to put the link down here for those who come later on, or those of you that are here now. People that are already in there, they already had their first Q&A call. Mind blown. First training alone, mind blown. $24.99 a month. Cancel whenever you want to. Some of you all need to come for the ideal client assignment alone. Okay? Just to see how I break that thing down and decipher it, because you've never seen anything like it. I've seen something close, but I still have not seen anything like it, where a person makes sure that you can figure out your price points, your product structure, your program packaging, and everything just from one assignment. Okay? So I love y'all. Thank y'all for joining me. I'll put the link in just a second. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. Bye. Thank you for joining me today. Remember to cultivate a mindset that is biased towards taking action. No bitching, whining, or complaining. Here, our mantra is, real women don't bitch, we get shit done. See you next week as I continue to bring you what you need to keep your head in the game and beast your business. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Would you like a specific topic covered? Have a question you would like answered live? Then head on over to realwomen.bitchpodcast.com. Subscribe to my email list, hit me up, and I got you. Interested in being a guest speaker? You walk the walk? Then you can sign up on the website too. This is your #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs, Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. Signing out. Deuces.
Inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in